Hey guys, this is Frozen Things Studios here, and welcome back to another video. And with the Oscars coming very near, I am here today to do my ranking of all the Best Picture nominees from the weakest to the best. This is a list that every YouTube critic that I've subscribed to would do right before the Oscars. They rank the Best Picture nominees. I can't remember if I did it for last year, but at least I'm doing it for this year. Either way, because I have actually seen all 10 Best Picture nominees this year. Thank God for that. I'm pretty sure I've seen all the Best Picture nominees of last year too. So yeah. So, anyways, yeah. Without further ado, if you want to know how I rank the Best Picture winners from the Best Picture nominees, I mean, from the weakest to the best, then just keep watching. At number 10, the weakest Best Picture winner, but still pretty good. The Zone of Interest. Yeah, the Zone of Interest. Yeah, I this is honestly the one that I was the least interested in when it comes to when it comes to the Best Picture nominees that I have yet to see upon that announcement day. Yeah, the nominee announcement day, and I mean it was actually pretty good for the most part. Although I feel like this is a film that I just respect rather than rather than I just admire and respect rather than something I did enjoy. And there are some art house films. There are some art house films that I actually enjoy. Yeah, this is one of the most art. This is one of the artsiest A24 films I've ever seen. Yeah, it is a straight up artsy. And I will say that this is definitely a well made film. It is gorgeously shot. There's a lot of creative choices between that. Like one thing, like especially with the way they use the shadows when the father the main guy is telling reading a book to his kids, and then the movie shows a bunch of imaginations that's in the story, and yeah, that's actually very creative. Those are actually my favorite parts of the film. The story is pretty good. For the most part, not much else. I don't know what else to say about the story, but it is definitely a heavy subject matter that this film touches upon. And yeah, on a technical level, it's a technical marvel. But yeah, but I would be lying if I say I did get bored with this film. Yeah, I know I'm being a hypocrite because I recently called out Trolls Band Together Fan 1001 for getting bored with art house films, but this one it didn't really stick with me. It doesn't always stick with me. And it's not really it's probably the least I remember out of the Best Picture nominees, and yeah, if you're wondering what I rate the Zone of Interest, it's a 4 out of 5. At number 9, Anatomy of a Fall. Yeah. Yeah, I know people would put this slightly higher in the list, like in the top 7, I think. But Anatomy of a Fall is still a very good movie. This is such an excellent movie. It's a 4 out of 5 movie. Is it a perfect movie? No. As I do think it was a little bit too long, and there were some plot holes at the end that left to be desired. I know people say those plot holes were actually a good thing because it gets audiences to decide for themselves which direction the story wants to go. But personally, to me, it doesn't work. The plot hole didn't really work. But everything else about Anatomy of a Fall is great. Yeah. Yeah. The slow burn scenes don't bother me that much. Although I wouldn't say I'm entertained by them. I enjoy them. Like it doesn't really keep me awake and paying attention every single second. But yeah, it's still a pretty powerful film. It's a very powerful core drama with such a great performance by Sandra Huyer. Yeah, Sandra Huyer is like a rising Oscar star in this semester. Not this. What am I saying? In this Oscar season, with this and the Zone of Interest, yeah, yeah, her two films are at the bottom. I know, but they're just the least memorable to me. But and the courtroom scenes are very powerful as well. They get on the edge of your toes. really leave you in suspense, wondering what's gonna happen, what the results will be. So yeah, all in all, I really, this is a great film. At number eight, Maestro. I I will admit, when I first saw the movie for the first time, I actually thought it was just okay. It was just okay, decent at best. I gave it like a 3 out of 5. But looking back at this film now, I actually love this movie. Yes, it's not a perfect movie, as you know. It's not a perfect movie. There are a few issues I have with the film, like some plot points they need to be a bit more development, and there are some unnecessarily slow bits. And I can totally see this being an Oscar bait movie. But other than that, yeah, I really dug this movie. I really dug this movie. Bradley Cooper gave such a great performance. Not an award worthy performance, nothing mind blowing, but yeah, he's still he's still such a great he still gave a great performance in this one. Carrie Mulligan, yeah, Carrie Mulligan is definitely the standout. This is definitely Carrie Mulligan's best performance yet. Leonard Bernstein is such an interesting character. Although also, yeah, there are times when the movie does feel like just feel like it was just taken off from Wikipedia and all that stuff. Yeah, the while the colored scenes with Leonardo being old is are where some of the weaker parts lie. I will say that the scenes with the black and white scenes with young Leonard Bernstein is absolutely perfect. The conducting scenes are definitely the best parts of the film, especially the Eli Cathedral scene that he was conducting. Oh man, I mean, there's a reason why everyone talks about that scene, and talks about that scene. And yeah, this movie is definitely going to win best makeup and hairstyling because it is just so good. That's where this movie's biggest strengths lie. So overall, really dug this one. I can see why this movie is divisive, but I'm definitely on the positive side here. It's a 4 out of 5 for me. No, 4.5 out of 5. I mean. Now we get into the movies that I rated a 5 out of 5 to. Yeah, these films are the movies that I absolutely love. I absolutely love. So with that said, let's get right into the top seven. Number seven, American Fiction. Yeah, this is the most underrated best picture nominee on here because people don't give this movie enough credit. They all say like, "Oh, this movie is good," but blah blah blah. Yeah, but to me personally, this movie is a masterpiece. I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it though. Yeah, this didn't feel like a this didn't feel like an Oscar bait art house film. This was actually a very entertaining film that actually was brilliant in his humor, in its humor. It kept me engaged from start to finish, and I never felt like there was a slow moment. There was never a scene that dragged in this one. In this one, yeah, it was actually kind of fast paced, and I gotta say, yeah, the writing was absolutely brilliant. The subject matter about stereotypes and black culture was very well done. It feels like it's sending out a message to Hollywood. While it plays it as a comedy and drama, it's secretly a satire. But you have to understand the movie in order to figure out that's actually a satire. The jokes are clever. It was hilarious. I mean, this is the kind of humor I like. This movie showcases the kind of humor that I actually like, which is dialogue humor, like where they make just jokes out of dialogue without having a need of physical humor, and it just ends up being funny. The performances are another standout aspect of the film. Jeffrey Wright, we all know how good he is. This is his best performance yet. Sterling K. Brown is Sterling K. Brown that stole the show here, but maybe I'm biased because he played he's best known as Matthias in Frozen 2. Um, Erica Alexander and Issa Rae were also brilliant, but it's the entertainment value that makes this movie truly something. It is just so entertaining. Just so entertaining. So yeah, yes, and this movie shows that, and this movie's not deep, which is actually why there are some people who will say that this is one of the weakest Best Picture nominees because of the fact that it's more entertaining it's rather more entertaining than deep, but it doesn't need to be deep. It doesn't need to be deep and all that stuff. And I do not get the hate for the ending. I don't get it. Yeah, that ending was actually brilliant. Yeah, I defend that ending. Yeah, this movie is actually expected to win something at the Oscars. Yeah, I think this movie is going to win Best Adapted Screenplay. Even though I want Barbie to win, let's be real here. I think American Fiction would rightfully deserve that objectively. At number six, Killers of the Flower Moon. Yeah, of the Flower Moon. Yeah, a film. Yeah, probably one of my most anticipated of these Best Picture nominees. As this was one of my most anticipated movies of the year. I mean, Martin Scorsese. I mean, wow, this guy. I mean, despite what he said about Marvel, and I hate that. He barely does anything wrong unless if it's that William Dafoe Jesus movie that we don't talk about. Yeah, he never does anything wrong, and Killers of the Flower Moon is certainly a masterpiece. I will admit, on second viewing, I didn't think this movie. I don't think this movie was as good as I predicted. I mean, if I had seen this movie only once in theaters and didn't get to rewatch it, I would have had this at number five in my ranking. But yeah, Killers of the Flower Moon still being at number six is still a great accomplishment because the next five films are just too good. To for me to have this one higher than them. Yeah, this once again proves that he is truly one of the best directors. The Osage murders is one of the most overlooked historical events, so it's nice to see Scorsese touch upon that historical event. It's told in such a bleak, grim, and disturbing way. Leonardo DiCaprio gives a top tier performance. Screw the Oscars for snubbing him for Best Actor. Yeah, Robert De Niro is also excellent, well deserved nominee. And Brendan Fraser is underrated despite his limited screen time. Yeah. Although yeah, going back to De Niro, honestly, I could have personally replaced him with a better actor who was snubbed like Charles Melton in May December or Dominic Sessa in The Holdovers. But the standout of the film and the best thing about this entire movie is Lily Gladstone as Molly. Yeah, she is my second favorite Scorsese character. Second only to Naomi Lapagida from Wolf of Wall Street. Wolf of Wall Street. Admittedly, I did feel the runtime. I did feel it feeling very long with 3 hours and 20 minutes, but it's actually a good thing. Like because this is a movie that I just wanted to keep see. This is a movie where I wanted it to keep on going and going and going until well and I this is a movie I didn't want to end. Yeah. So yeah. This is a masterful film and shows what Scorsese is truly capable of. At number five, The Holdovers, the greatest Alexander Payne movies ever made, and one of the absolute best Christmas movies ever made. Period. I made. Wow. Yeah, this movie is a masterpiece. I mean, what else is there to say that hasn't been said? I'm very happy I saw this movie in theaters, even though I originally wasn't going to, but thank God for this, my country, getting to play this movie in theaters, even though it was just a limited release. I don't care. I'm lucky. Yeah, this is one of the most charming, heartwarming, and unique films I've seen in 2023. This is also one of the most entertaining films as well, as my eyes were glued to the screen throughout, and there was not a single scene that bored me. Every single scene just really made me happy. It put a huge grin on my face while also having my eyes glued to the screen like what I thought. And yeah, the performances are all excellent from Paul Giamatti to Dominic Sessa, who deserves so much better with awards. And Davine Joy Randolph being Davine Joy Randolph being the standout. Yeah, this is Davine Joy Randolph's award. Yeah, best supporting actress is the Holdovers award, most likely. I guarantee you. Um, and Carrie Preston is underrated. And also the actress who plays the daughter Elise, the niece Elise. Yeah, this is my niece Elise. That's honestly my favorite quote of the film. Yeah, she deserves more roles, and I mean big roles. In fact, the movie would have been even better if Elise was a more major character, like throughout. Yeah, um, and but what makes this movie truly special is how it's a movie that felt like it was made in the 70s. Like it makes you wonder how did they do that? And yeah, it just feels very nostalgic to those who yeah, it just feels very nostalgic. Yeah, there's a lot of nostalgia here. And also the fact that this is a Christmas movie just makes it extra charming. In fact, this is in my top 10 favorite Christmas movies, I believe it or not. So yeah, love this movie. Yeah. At number 4, Past Lives, the best A24, the best A24 film of the year. Yeah, I absolutely love this movie. Yeah, Past Lives is such a is one of the best indie films I have ever seen in my life. Yeah, and this is certainly my top 10 favorites A24 movies list. I mean, where do I even start with this? I would have loved this film to win Best Original Screenplay, but let's be real here, it's not gonna win because this barely got any nominations. But if this wins Best Original Screenplay, I would be happy. Yeah, yeah, this was a movie I've been hyped to check out, and it certainly lived up. And yeah, there's a reason why this movie won Best Original Screenplay in my Frozen Awards of 2024. It's for good reasons. This is a very simple, emotional, heartfelt, and easy to watch flick that tackles themes of friendship, friendship and relationships in such a deep and profound way. Greta Lee gives one of my favorite performances of the year, and yeah, she truly got snubbed at the Oscars, probably for Best Actress, probably worse than Margot Robbie in my opinion. Yeah, it's a very simple film, and this is one of those indie films we need. One that makes you feel rather than think. Even though I like to watch films that makes you analyze. The movie was also boring because I mean the runtime was perfect, the pacing was perfect. It's slow, but it never got boring. It was engaging throughout from start to finish. And this movie has such a brilliant concept of what if, what if we were never separated? What if we were always together ever since childhood? There's so many different what ifs and what ifs. And this movie explores the philosophical concepts of this what if. And man, that ending really made me tear up. Yeah, there's no way anyone would not cry the ending. So yeah, I would definitely want to watch this again. So anyways, yeah. Now these last three films, the top three have made my top 10 favorite movies of 2023. At number 3, Poor Things. Yep, I love Poor Things, man. This movie is even better than I was anticipating. That I was anticipating, and I knew this movie was going to be a masterpiece. This is hands down Yorgos Lanthimos' best film yet. This is basically a more mature version of Barbie, where more mature version of Barbie, where basically the main character assumes what the real world is like, and when, but then ends up seeing that the real world is not as good as what she thinks, and feels a little disappointed, but has to appreciate it, learn to appreciate it. Appreciate it. Sorry about that. Wait. Sorry about that. I got distracted, but I thought there was something going on. But anyways, yeah, back to what I was saying. It's such a very absurd and over the top film that doesn't take itself seriously all the time. It's able to balance a very deep and profound story with absurdity. And man, yeah, I know the absurdity is not for everyone, but it is certainly for me. Yeah, it's very absurd. Yeah, very absurd, and that's actually what makes this movie entertaining. Like, I've never seen an art house film this entertaining, and I think we definitely need more art house films like this. The score is one of the best of the year. I'm glad I got nominated. Emma Stone gives one of the best performances of the year, and I think she should win Best Actress. Best Actress. Although she's not the Best Actress performance, that would still be Melissa Barrera. I'd still give her the award for Best Leading Actress for me personally, but it's just my opinion. Yeah, and the film's runtime and pacing is just perfect. I never felt the long runtime. Maybe partially I did, but it's just like Here's the Flower Moon. I wanted to see this movie go on for more because more, and man, this movie just keeps getting better and better and better from there. Even though the third act one may not be as good as the middle act, it's still masterful. Yeah, the middle act is where the film truly shines the most. And man, is it visually stunning with the best cinematography of the year. Even though I think Oppenheimer will win because everyone just says so. But my favorite cinematography of the year, one of the best production designs of the year. And yeah, just perfect in all technical aspects. Yeah, I'm glad I got to see this movie. In theaters. At number two, oh boy, here comes a controversial opinion, but Barbie. Yep, I love Barbie. This is honestly one of my absolute favorite Best Picture nominations. One of my favorite movies to get a Best Picture nominations. Yeah, you already know why I love Barbie, so I won't talk much about this one. I mean, Barbie is, yeah, seriously, I will never understand why this movie has a group of hate base who just hate this movie because oh it's male hate, it's too feminist, oh but it's so anti male. Yeah, I really think that people are missing the point of this. People are missing the point. And the people who literally complain about this movie getting nominated for Best Picture just because it's a blockbuster that made $1 billion. I mean, the movie that is cemented itself to win Best Picture, the movie that cements itself to be a guaranteed Best Picture win, it is a blockbuster too. A big mega blockbuster. So why complain about another blockbuster getting nominated? Yeah. Barbie feels a lot smaller scaled in comparison to you know in comparison to that other film that I'll talk about. But what I love about Barbie is how deep it is. For a film that could have been just all slapstick humor and kiddie stuff, Greta Gerwig and Margot Robbie really push this toy concept to the limits and make something that is very mature. This is honestly one of the best movies based on a toy I've ever seen. Yeah, this movie really tackles themes of identity crisis and gender equality, a message that is so important for the world, and this is a message our world needs, especially in the entertainment industry when it comes to film criticism. Performances are all great from the stack cast. I'm Just Ken is one of the best songs of the year. Well, besides the Wish songs, it is the best song of the year, and it's just a really emotional film. It's also very funny as well. Yeah. Also, on reflection, on rewatch, Gloria is now my favorite character of the film. Yep, that's right. I changed my mind. Sorry, Barbie and Ken, but Gloria is my personal favorite character of the film. I mean, America Ferrera. This is her best performance. Yes, even over Astrid, and her monologue is so powerful. Yeah, America Ferrera definitely deserved that Oscar nomination for Best Supporting Actress. Screw the people who are pissed off about that. So yeah, such a masterpiece, such a perfect film, and I will always defend this movie from all the sexist misogynists. But you all know what's number one, and the number one, and my number one favorite Best Picture nominee is, yeah, I know a cliched pick, but who cares? Oppenheimer. Yeah, this I know this is a cliche pick. everybody I know considers this as their favorite Best Picture nominee and Best Picture nominee, and you know how do I say this? Well, Best Picture nominee, and this is a guarantee. This is gonna win Best Picture. I mean, ever since I saw Oppenheimer in theaters, I've always, even though this was never my favorite movie of the year, I I could already see this movie winning Best Picture, but at the same time, I was thinking in the back of my head, nah, they're probably gonna give it to an indie film. Well, considering that this movie has been consistently winning Best Pictures for a vast majority of the yeah, I can totally see this winning Best Picture too. Yeah, yeah. Oppenheimer, yeah, is. I rewatched Oppenheimer recently, and I gotta say, this movie certainly grew on me on rewatch. This is in my top three favorite Nolan films. In fact, I prefer this over the Dark Knight trilogy. Yep, I'm going that far. Although Interstellar and Inception will always be my two favorite Nolan films, but I put Oppenheimer in third. Yeah, yeah, what makes Oppenheimer so special to me is that this is the kind of movie, this is the kind of movie in its genre we need more from. Yeah, this is the drama movie I want. This is a movie that truly defines the drama genre, and what I personally want in it. A film that isn't boring, that's never boring, that's engaging throughout. A film that shows that dialogue-driven films can be very entertaining if it's in the right hands. I bet this movie would have been boring if it was not directed by Nolan. Maybe Spielberg would have made this decent. Maybe David Fincher, but Christopher Nolan is the definitive person to direct this film. This is a movie just about characters talking, and very little like action throughout. I mean, action involving objects, if you know what I mean, like the bomb scenes, something like that. But it's done in a way that's so captivating. I think to me it's probably the score that kept me engaged, because I think it's a score that really kept me engaged throughout. Yeah, one of the absolute best scores of the year, and easily Ludwig Göransson's best scores. Sorry, Black Panther. Yeah, Killian Murphy deserves. Killian Murphy really shines as as the guaranteed the best picture no, the best actor win, and as this is his best performance yet. Robert Downey Jr. deserves also an Oscar win. Love Emily Blunt, but Florence Pugh is a standout here, and a movie with an actress I'm passionate about. And yeah, hear me out, guys. A movie with an actress, with one of my favorite actresses of all time, actually going to win Best Picture. Boy, I never thought this day would come. Yeah, I personally think that Florence Pugh should have been nominated for Best Supporting Actress over Emily Blunt when it comes to these actress female Oppenheimer characters, but nothing against Emily Blunt. This is definitely her best performance as well. Yeah, I mean, there's so much great scenes. With the "Can You Hear the Music" being my personal favorite scene in the film. The way this movie is shot is gorgeous. Especially with the black and white scenes, which really do serve a meaning. Yeah, especially when all the black and white scenes were mostly in Louis Strauss's scenes. They did that for a very good reason. And yeah, and the sound as well. I mean, this is typical Nolan. Yeah, this is Nolan being the king of technical achievements. Especially with the sound of the bomb. Yeah, the bomb falling. Yeah, the Trinity test, the scene is definitely one of the best scenes of the film. It's really an intense and heart pounding, and yeah. What else is there? And also yeah, the ending as well. Oh man, that ending. Really. Yeah, I can see why people say it's one of the best endings ever put to film. Period. Christopher Nolan's always nails it with those endings. So yeah, I can go on and on about how good Oppenheimer is, but yeah, this movie is going. It feels like we're going back to big budget movies winning Best Picture. It feels like we're going back to that. We haven't had that since Gladiator. Yeah. By big budgets, I mean movies that made over 100 million. And yeah, if Oppenheimer can win Best Picture, fingers crossed Dune Part 2 will win Best Picture too. And yes, I am proud to call Oppenheimer the best of the Best Picture nominees. So for my ranking of all 10 Best Picture nominees from weakest to best, what is your favorite Best Picture nominee? And how would you personally rank them? Comment down below, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and stay tuned for my top 10 favorite Best Picture winners list, which will be my post Oscars video, and also my review of Damsel if I feel like reviewing it, but I'll think about it. So yeah, bye guys.